Don't be fooled by their icy name. Emblems of Frost are the hottest new currency in Phase 4, and they fuel the inferno of upgrades you'll be receiving in Icecrown Citadel. Earning Frost emblems for tier gear as quickly as you can will be the key to success against heroic bosses like Lady Deathwhisper and the Lich King. But with the new raid release schedule, you'll have far less time to earn those emblems and actually get your gear. Lucky for us though, as Blizzard takes away features, they add others that savvy players will be able to take advantage of. I've compiled the ultimate Emblem of Frost guide to take advantage of these new changes and maximize your gear as quickly as possible. A quick recap before we talk changes though. Emblems of Frost are the new currency in Phase 4 to buy vendor rewards. The emblems can be earned from the 10 and the 25-man Icecrown Citadel, as well as Vault of Archivon and the daily and weekly quests. Once you farm the emblems, you can head to the vendor located in the Sunreaver Sanctuary for Horde and the Silver Enclave for Alliance. At the new vendor, you can buy BIS 264 items like the Purified Lunar Dust and the Corroded Skeleton Key. On top of trinkets, there are also new relics and cloaks for those that were really unlucky in Trial of the Crusader. There are also 264 chests, gloves, and belts that are all near or situationally BIS. We also can't forget the Relentless Gladiator's gear. Buying PvP gear with emblems has been a personal favorite way for me to catch up my Holy Paladin in record time. And the real draw here isn't the Dalaran emblem vendors though. It's the individual Icecrown Citadel class vendors located inside of the raid itself. To reach these vendors without a raid group, you can just list yourself in looking for group first. The Icecrown emblem vendors sell full sets of 251 item level tier 10 gear for each class. This gear can then be upgraded to 264 using sanctification marks that drop in 10-man heroic and both 25-man raids. Then finally, you can upgrade to 277 using heroic sanctification marks from heroic 25-mans. In total, you'll be spending 310 emblems for a 4 set or 405 emblems for a 5 set. So you may be wondering how we actually farm those Emblems of Frost. Emblems of Frost are obtainable from both the 10 and the 25-man Icecrown Citadel raids. They're also obtained from the daily heroic quest, which works just like the previous phase dailies. You can also get the emblems from Vault of Archivon, as well as the new weekly raid quests I talked about before. There are weekly raid quests to go out and kill a specific raid boss, as well as the ICC-specific quests done in the raid each week. In total, at least 104 emblems will be farmable each week, so it takes a minimum of 3 weeks to finish your 4 set. So let's get to the changes from smallest to biggest and how to take advantage of them. At number 3, the raid will be released way differently than before. The raid initially came out in December and the wings were released over the course of 2 months. In fact, heroic mode wasn't even added until over 2 months into Phase 4. That meant players had months of time to farm emblems for tier pieces and even a full week to farm 271 Lich King weapons before tackling the king himself. This time around though, we won't really have time to farm the dev recommended 251 minimum item level gear for heroic mode. Because of this, you'll have to be very protective of every lockout from the weekly quest to the ICC raids. Both 10 and 25-man ICC give up to 25 Emblems of Frost each, so you really won't want to miss a lockout on either mode. Another key is to hit both the 10 and 25-man Vault of Archivons each week. Toravon can drop both 251 and 264 gloves and legs, which could save you up to 2 weeks of emblem farming. It also takes less than 2 seconds to sub to this channel and join the community. Think of all the time you'll save searching for videos. The second biggest change is that weekly raid quests are easier than ever. One of the best free sources of emblems each week is the weekly raid quests. Archmage Landalock and Dalaran will send you to assassinate one of 12 raid bosses per week. It's worth it too, because you'll be getting both gold and 5 Emblems of Frost. Because we have the Alduar skips and insanely strong gear, many of these quests will be really trivial. At least for the first few weeks, I definitely plan to do dedicated raid groups just to do the weekly raid quest on every character. This is really a perfect way to leech some free gear on an alt, since most of these quest groups won't even be full. Also, we can't forget the ICC weekly quest, which is one of 5 possible quests. Both the 10 and the 25-man raids offer these quests, and it's generally something really simple like keeping a specific mob alive on the Lady Deathwhisper fight. Your reward will be an additional 5 Emblems of Frost, as well as a chance at more gold and even BOE epics. The number one biggest emblem change coming though is that the Titan Rune Gamma is coming and the Primordial Serenite's getting a huge change alongside it. In the original game, the daily quest was completely removed in Phase 4. In our version of the game though, Blizzard just added the quest back in. That means you can keep earning 2 Emblems of Frost per day, as well as the Bounty Satchel with 3 bonus emblems. Getting 35 free emblems per week is huge, so make sure to hit that daily on every alt. We also have a new vendor related to the Titan Rune Gamma, similar to the Sidereal Essence vendor. At this new vendor, you'll be able to directly buy Primordial Serenite with the new Defiler Scourgestone currency. That means Primordial Serenite from emblems will be far less profitable than before, and you won't have to sacrifice early tier pieces just to buy Serenite. Though personally, I'm still considering buying my Primordial Serenite with emblems early on. That's because I want to prioritize buying 245 pieces from the new vendor. BIS trinkets like Death's Verdict and even new weapons are big upgrades for my alts. If you want a full list of BIS items you'll want to buy from the Scourgestone vendor, definitely check out my 10 BIS Phase 3 items video next.